This is the eye test.
This is the eye test. Ring gang.
Radio. This is the eye test.
Yes.
Yo, hey PJ, where you at, bruh?
I've made a comeback after journeying through the mountains in undisclosed location.
Yeah, so we got the crew back, the dynamic duo, the eye test podcast. It's been a minute, no features, just the GOAT artist and the fight architect.
That's right. We had our cameos, we had our crossover episodes. Sometimes you got to go back to basics.
And go back to the basics. So, I guess the first basics we could talk about, and I've been seeing it a lot lately. We just jumping right into this shit. How do you feel about the resurgence of the uppercut?
Oh, you mean reverse whack-a-mole?
Yeah, because you know, just to put a frame on it, like the last year or so, and especially this year, we've been seeing a lot of uppercuts, and not just being thrown. Usually the uppercuts were just for certain fighters or the guys who threw them the best, but everybody seems to land a good uppercut nowadays, and we've had some good ones, man. White Povetkin, Charlo Derevyanchenko was landing uppercuts at will. It's just been crazy lately. So how you feel about that punch coming back into play? Like, now, not to say that there hasn't been some good uppercuts in the past, but I don't think we've seen it like to this level where everybody's, utilizing that shit. Like you always see people throw the 1-2s and the left hook gets his love, but the uppercut has really come to be like the equal to the left hook right now. Like even Mero on the Charlo undercard in that first fight, he was damn spamming uppercuts, like you kick. So just crazy to see. So how you feel about that, man?
Yeah, I've been noticing the stock prices on uppercuts have suddenly surged. I would say it's been I could see it suddenly starting to come up because lately you'll see a lot of boxers either having their high guard and they're a little too squared up, or they're dipping a lot. So it makes sense that if you decide, why not throw a punch that they're most likely going to dip into and make it a better idea. Something that would definitely catch you off guard if you're caught up doing a certain way or moving a certain direction.
Yeah, because you see guys get walked down and they'll land the uppercut. You see them coming forward, land the uppercut. You see them set up traps for the uppercut. Like, I love to see it. Like, uppercut's a underrated punch. And it usually could be used as like a good finisher move too.
It is. It's like, you can also look at it like a motivational punch. When they say keep your head up, that's what that uppercut's doing. Letting you look up and look above and beyond. You look how you keep your head down, your head comes right back up. That's all the person's doing. He's assisting you.
Yeah, that uppercut to get your ass right. You ain't doing what you're supposed to do. The uppercut to set your ass right.
Exactly. Don't slouch. Don't lead with your chin. Otherwise, something waiting for you.
Yeah, because you see some fighters, they'll have their guard up, and you got to have a balanced guard. Some people, they kind of lean over their front foot.
Yeah, lean over a little too much. They get past their knee. They're kind of forgetting that, hey, your legs aren't helping you anymore.
Yeah, so it's always, better to have your top half of your body and your bottom half synced up, correctly. Because if you move forward on your opponent and your top half is leaning forward, it's harder to get away from that, because, the momentum and gravity is making you go forward. And now you're leaning a little too forward. You would literally have to throw yourself on the floor on some Corey Spinks, Mayorga type shit to evade the punch.
Yep, one quick grab of the shoulders, you're hitting the floor. The other thing too is when you're leaning forward, what also leads forward? Your chin.
Yeah, definitely. And your chin has all the damn nerve endings on it. So, you're saying when people connect to the chin, it kind of short circuits you.
Short circuits, and sometimes gives you a jolt, and it's a 50-50 chance of what your legs are going to do after that.
Yeah, like all these messages are just going to your brain like, oh my God, like what the fuck?
Or it's saying download failed, re-upload
it. So somebody turned off the router.
Resetting the router.
Oh man.
The ISP cut us off.
Serious.
God damn it, we have no internet.
I mean, is that your favorite punch, or is something you use the uppercut a lot?
It depends on what the person is doing. I use the right uppercut more frequently myself because of my reach. People usually want to come forward. So I'm usually willing to either take a step back and throw the right uppercut, or if they're dipping their head low enough to try and maybe throw an overhand, I'll just grab a hold of their head and then pull them into the uppercut.
Okay, Lennox Lewis.
Hey, you got the reach, why not use it?
Yeah, y'all long gangly ass niggas.
It ain't my fault my reach is just a little bit shorter than Tommy Hearns.
Yeah, I mean, uppercut, that's more of like an advanced technique on some, like, I don't pull that out unless I'm really baiting somebody to come inside, and then I'm hitting them with the damn left uppercut, the southpaw angle. But it's usually the right uppercut if I'm coming forward.
Yes. Lead uppercuts are generally aggressive, rear uppercuts are defensive.
So yeah, that's how I kind of look at it. But it's a punch that's used sparingly. It's one of those. I guess I've never been a guy to spam the uppercut, because I think you take away the specialness of it when you just spam it. But I'm one of those guys that I'd rather set the uppercut, so when I use it, it causes like major damage. Like I'm trying to get your green health bar to get orange immediately. So I'm not just gonna keep spamming it, hoping that shit fucking lands. Like, nah, man, let me set up the uppercut, make sure that shit's looking right. Keep baiting you with the jab, make you come leaning forward, get you frustrated, make you forget about your synchronization with your whole body. You overzealous, you leaning over, really trying to throw right hands, and pretty soon you forget what's under here.
Yeah, that actually leads to another thing too, because when somebody mentally really wants to hit a target, especially in boxing, you really want to hit the target, you also in your head actually want to get as close as you can, to the point where what happens, just like going for a remote, you lean in. You forget that you could just take a step in, but you decide to lean in because you want to get that close.
Right. That's why when you learn how to jab early, you learn to move your front foot with your lead hand.
Unless you got bricks for feet, then it might be an issue.
Cause you don't want to leave your legs behind and your hands are forward, Cause that's how Amir Khan got knocked out by Danny Garcia, really.
Yep. That has been Amir Khan's MO since he first came out.
And I think the speed, just being so fast kind of gives a false sense of security, because you think you could always get out of the way. Like, you just jump in, jump out, jump in, jump out, throw your combos, jump out. You know what I mean? And, he got timed.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? The Sonic games had a good career too. There was Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3, then it got dodgy after that.
That's how it be. So, there's plenty of ways you can implement the uppercut in your offense.
Mm-hmm.
It's a punch that could be telegraphed, and you could counter somebody with it. If you're one of these pressure guys and you step forward a lot with somebody, a short, crisp uppercut on the inside could do damage.
On the utility side, depending on where their hands are, you can use the uppercut to pin the arms together to open up other shots, like say a left hook to the body.
Yes, that's true. Kind of beat that guard away so you can land the clean uppercut. So,
mm-hmm.
Yes,
the other thing too.
Devastating.
On the inside as well. If your guard is there and you know you're gonna block a shot, and you know they threw a shot to the body, free uppercut right there.
So let me ask you this: you ever been hit with a good uppercut?
Yes, multiple times.
Damn, to the head or body?
Generally to the head with the one sparring partner I work with, but that's because he throws it really quick. So he times me if I try and like get under his shots. And then I managed to get him back with the same uppercut when he tried to get it on me.
Damn, I never been hit with an uppercut to the head, bro. I've been caught with hooks, jabs, right hands, but never an uppercut. Like, that's the one punch. Like, I guess because the era I'm from, like, I grew up seeing uppercuts do like crazy damage. That was like, you know, like we said, that's that one punch. Like, if it's executed perfectly, like, you could literally like just drain the person's health out. And it's like, I learned from, you know, early, like, the uppercuts is serious. You don't fuck with uppercuts. Hope I never get to eat one of those shits, but you know, I've had them to the body, yeah. But
I've not had an uppercut to the body, but I have landed that uppercut to the body multiple times on people.
yeah, like I mean, I've definitely landed more uppercuts than received them, but to the head, nah. I try to block that shit or move my head, skip to my loo out the way, like, nah, that shit, you know. Because you grew up watching these damn Mike Tyson uppercuts and these Lennox Lewis uppercuts. Like, oof. Shout out to Vitali for taking that shit. Man, that was a hellacious uppercut. So
I know. To the point that
AJ
like, started spamming it after that.
who wants to chance their chin on an uppercut?
That's true. I mean, look what happened.
It's one of those punches that you don't see in your peripheral. It comes from below if it's truly set up good.
Yes. That's why if you're naturally cognizant of it, you'll start to see if someone wants to do an uppercut or not. But if you're caught up in the moment, yeah, that thing's gonna catch you. And your head's gonna snap up.
And you'll be like, oh no.
Yeah, or if you're good enough to back away after you do that uppercut, you'll be like, you're lucky. That's why you keep your feet under.
Those animes where somebody does like a powerful move and the guy, the hero, he just misses it, like dodges it like by a little bit, and you know, you see the impact on the wall or something, and you're like, oh man, can't get hit with that. Like,
yeah, but you know what?
That's how uppercut is.
That's how true it is in real life. If it barely misses somebody, they're gonna think about it. Then you can just fake the uppercut to make them think twice every time.
Yep.
Just like in video games, or should I say Street Fighter 2, because damage was random in that game. One good uppercut, and that was a quarter of your health gone. It applies to actual boxing too.
Hell yeah. So who you think throw the best uppercut right now?
Best uppercut? I would just say because of how vicious that KO was, I'll just give it to Podomatic right now.
Hell yeah.
Because that was just an evil uppercut.
And
like straight from Siberia uppercut.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, he got dropped twice and he's just like, I'm still gonna do my same setup. It's like, oh, you happen to be there, bonk.
Yeah, that sounds like a special move, the Siberian uppercut. Like, I don't know, that sounds like I don't want to get hit with that shit either though.
Yeah, but if it's a super called the Siberian uppercut, you'll just see snow, so you won't see the uppercut coming. It's like a snowstorm. You're trying to figure out where it is, then bah!
Damn, imagine getting punched in a snowstorm.
Just get blindsided.
I think that might be the only uppercut I could get hit with, because I've never seen snow before, so that might be some new shit. I'm like, the fuck? What's going on? Hold on, snow, nigga, what?
Be careful, the Siberian uppercut might be around the corner.
Damn, so now you done ruin snow for me now, because if I ever go and see snow, I'm gonna be thinking the damn uppercut is coming or around the corner or some shit. Like, hold on.
Well, at the same time, you should look at the floor too, because it might be ice, so you might slip.
Oh man, like, But yeah, I kind of agree with you, man. That Podomatic uppercut was fucking sick, bro. I don't know if Dylan White should be there rematching dudes so quickly too, bro. Like, I don't know, Hearn and them, they really forced that rematch fast.
Because like if you're KO'd in such a manner, aren't you like forced to take a break for a certain amount of time?
Yeah, it used to be that way.
Yeah, because even if you want an immediate rematch, it'd be like, sure, after 6 months. But
Like, is he even getting, 3 months?
I have no clue. I think he's just like hit the, he hit the continue button too quickly.
Because August to November.
It's like barely 3 months.
That's September and October, really.
Yeah, it looks like 2 months.
And then it's like, you only got to chill for like maybe 1 month or like 3 weeks, and then you got to start training again. Then you going to start sparring.
Imagine that. You know that counter, like when you lose, it goes 10, 9, 8. He just hit the button at 8. He had like plenty of time. He could have waited till 3, but he hit it at 8.
Yeah, he wasn't getting up.
No, I mean he wanted to get the rematch. 10, 9, 8, rematch.
Yeah, think about
that
that.
Coin in. Threw his quarter out. We ain't done. I'm running this back. It's like, you sure, man? He kind of beat you so bad, your controller fell off.
So let me ask you this: you think Dylan White wins a rematch?
If he becomes more mindful of it, I would say so. He was winning at the time. It was just that one moment he got caught, not by a lucky punch, by the way.
Oh yeah, I was fit to say that. Cause so you know, some people out there would be like, well, anybody can get caught. I never believe in this whole anybody can get caught shit. You get caught for a reason.
I think it's more people misconstruing the term anybody can get caught. Because the thing is, like, if you practice something well enough, that punch will eventually work. It doesn't mean that it's a chance. It just, what are you good at? And do you position the guy into the shot? Or the guy did it himself? It's not like I'm like coming in there with a 4-leaf clover and then on my right hand to give me a better uppercut or a better right hand. It's just practice with a punch.
There need to be a boxer that has like a 4-leaf clovers on his damn gloves, and maybe
the luck stats just appear every shot, the critical shot. One jab, the dude's already flying off the ropes.
Hey, damn, that's a lucky jab.
Luck stats included, has horseshoes in there.
Oh man, that's a lucky uppercut. That's a lucky right cross.
Just green 4-leaf clover, comes in there with leprechauns.
Oh man, silly rabbit tricks are for kids.
Yeah, rabbit's foot. Pacquiao's mom with like the cross, also making hexes and curses.
Rosary beads.
I know, it's like the local pastors there as well. Church group
You
thing.
have every symbol of luck is like attached to your trunks.
Exactly. Are those sponsors? Like, nah, these are Lucky Charms.
Yeah, oh damn, okay. All right. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's tough to say, bruh. It's tough to say. Like, that's one of the hardest, I think, predictions to make. Like, because will Dylan White be able to damn box Podomatic for a whole 12 rounds?
That is true. Because that loss definitely does affect you. Speaking of losses, I think that's a perfect time to also go to our other subject.
Oh, word. Yes.
Which is losses, how people can take them, and what the value of may be from it, or what you could get out of it, I should say.
So basically, what's the value of a loss?
That L to the chest.
I mean, that's crazy. Because I feel like, it's almost a two-folded question. Like, because in life, outside of boxing, you're losing all the time because, you got to learn, and if you're one of these people who's progressive in nature, that's always trying new shit, always trying to do new things, you're gonna take some L's, you're gonna take some losses sometime.
Yeah.
So, it's all for the sake of being better.
Yeah.
But when you get to the ring, you can't just be losing like that, because
it's circumstantial.
Yeah, the circumstances will turn your career into shit.
Exactly.
You'll be a jobber or jobber to the stars, depending on what level you reach.
Jobber to the stars. This gets me.
So, but we know it's true. You got the lower tier jobbers, the dudes who get fights with like the prospects and dudes who's supposed to have necks. Then you got the jobbers to the stars where they become a name themselves and they're just not at gatekeeper status yet, but more so like, well,
all cop.
If you could beat this guy, then you're the real deal, and you start being compared. Everybody starts being compared when they beat your ass.
Oh my God.
No, like, I don't even hate the names out there.
Oh no, I'm not even thinking of names. I'm just like, when you really think about it, like, it really does boil down to that. They're like, yo, you beat this dude? Yeah, you're definitely in contention.
Yeah, because when you look at like DeMarcus Corley, Chop, good fighter, former champion, solid dude.
Yeah.
One time he was, he was in that range where, he had the Zab fight, the Cotto fight, the Floyd fight, and it was all about, who was beating him the worst. Like,
yes.
And then I guess, Cotto did, but, at the same time, Cotto damn near got knocked out.
Shoot. Corley gave all three of those guys random trouble at some point.
Yeah, he gave all of them some tough fights. So, it's different from comparing him to someone like, I can't even remember a lower level.
Magic Man?
Who?
Mr. Malinaji?
Nah, they kind of had him go to the stars too. Like,
he was up there in space.
Yeah, so
just the rocket ran out of fuel.
More so, I guess maybe and I don't want to say it, but because I'm a fan, like maybe Emmanuel Augustus.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
and some of his losses were circumstantial as well.
Yeah, but then there were some losses where it's like, yeah, he was outclassed.
Yep.
So you pick or choose, but yeah, a loss could really
steer your career in another direction.
And I think that's why everybody's mindful about it. But I think the biggest thing about the loss is like the social media impact right now, because the whole country, the whole world is like, digitized and shit. You know what I mean? Niggas is, they can't put their phone up. Everybody's always looking at their fucking phone and all the, social media shit that's going on. And that's how everybody stays in tune with each other. Everybody's damn on their little Twitter feed or their message boards and, Instagram, all that shit. And a lot of people, it's addictive. So imagine you getting knocked out and your highlight is placed everywhere.
At least for a week.
Or you become a meme.
And memes vary in terms of how long they last. But
yes,
they always
some
last
memes
for a
are
while.
forever.
Yes, some are.
Well, Pacquiao are all-time great, and he's still that meme of him on the floor. Like, for some reason, everybody loves bringing that up. Like,
yep.
And me personally, I never partake in making memes of, and passing them around. Like, I might comment or like the shit or laugh, but I'm never gonna damn put a meme out of anybody, getting knocked out and shit. Cause me, I don't really find that shit funny like that. It's a part of the sport, but
I usually want to find out if the person's okay first.
You said what?
If somebody gets like KO bad, I usually want to find out if they're okay first.
Yeah, of course. Now, I'm sorry, it sounded like your voice was a little away, like call center kind of busy, huh?
Yeah, the call center is kind of busy. The phones are going off the hook. Ringing. Office is kind of staying busy.
Yeah, because look at you remember Dominique Brazil?
Yes, I do.
Like Wilder KO'd him so hard. Yes, I don't think he's been back on social media. I haven't heard anything about him.
You know what? Silence is probably the best option. That's why some guys when they get KO'd, they just cut off all social media and just focus.
Yeah, I feel like you shouldn't even be on it leading up to the fight.
That is true. I usually say if you're leading up to a fight, shut your ass up and just focus on training.
That's all it is. And if you're gonna be on social media, it shouldn't be to engage with people and fans. It should just be promoting your fight.
Yeah, be tickets are here. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, you log in, you post up the poster, whatever, the video highlights, whatever you got to do to promote the fight. Then you log back off, or if not that, you have somebody from your team log in with your account and they do all that shit.
Yep. So you have no clue what's going on.
Yeah, you tell them, look, man, just promote this shit. It's gonna be live on Saturday, such and such, 2020, whatever, and keep it moving, because you see a lot of people get distracted with that shit now, man, and I think that's what makes the losses harder to get over. Like you even see with the J-Rock,
Yep.
They literally been promoting his loss to Charlo for 3-4 years now.
Mm-hmm.
They promoted this whole Charlo doubleheader. He was used to promote Jamel and Jamal. I'm sorry, not Jamel, but Rosario and Jamal.
Yeah.
And neither guy was fighting each other, but he's used as the damn. I can understand for Rosario, but for Jamal,
it's yo, Rosario did this, but don't forget Jamal did this too.
Yeah, it's damn, he ain't knock out enough other people for y'all to, kind of.
No, they look for stock footage, and that was the most recent one.
I mean, maybe after the Derevyanchenko win, they have something new to kind of use to prop him up and kind of let the J-Rock KO kind of just die off.
True. Jamal did make Derevyanchenko at the end look like a PS2 graphics character, so.
Yeah, he had his face all pixelated and shit.
Yeah, he was in in Vice City or something like that. GTA.
Yeah, so, but damn. I look at losses as learning stones, like stepping stones to becoming better.
Yeah, to actually
the near losses.
To even focus that back in a little bit, because we're looking at that high profile stage, we also have to consider about guys in the amateurs. Because at least the loss is more of a learning experience.
Right.
Versus because it's not going to really be that many cameras watching you. Because the thing is at the top, I mean, some have reasons. They're so hell-bent on holding on to that zero, it seeps into the amateurs.
Yeah, everybody wants to be undefeated, but that's not everything.
And if you do go pro, your amateur record doesn't exist anymore, so it's not even that big of a deal. You're just trying to get as much experience as you can.
It only exists when they start bringing up opponents from your amateur career and you end up fighting them as a pro, and it's well, these two fought as an amateur?
That always cracks me up.
I'm oh shit, word? Then it's then everybody's damn, trying to YouTube or
they always do.
Go through the web just to see damn, I gotta see this. Is there any notes on it at least?
Any crib notes? It's it's any pop quiz.
Does he still drop his hand after his right, after he throws the left and the right? Let me see.
It's do they beef with each other on social media?
Shit's crazy, but it is what it is. The loss isn't the end of the world. But it also depends on how you lost. Were you able to make adjustments? Did you give yourself the best chance? Did you let it hang all in the ring? You left it all in the ring?
Was it a close fight?
Yeah, was it a close fight? Could have gone either way. Did you get robbed? You know, there's a lot of damn different
Hamburglers.
shit. Let's say
the Hamburglar's always there in the ring. You can never know when you're gonna get robbed.
Yeah, that's why, you know, when you box, I feel like when you box, you should be systematically trying to break your opponent down. To like true. Where you're always trying to go for the late knockout, but you're not gunning for it. You're just trying to set up the circumstances that could lead to it.
Yes. If it happens, it happens. But that's because what you did earlier leading to it.
Exactly. So, you know, if the moment comes, you could land that perfect shot, whatever, and you know, and you could worry about everybody on social media seeing if it was a lucky shot or not later.
I was gonna say, if your luck stats are up, you know, you threw enough, like, you know, rosary beads on the floor, and like, you know, you called to your ancestors. You had like the special juice that your entire family line came there with that punch.
Where you gathered all the Dragon Balls, the stars aligned for you.
Shenron showed up, turned literally your fist into Super Saiyans.
So, you know, that shit, it makes sense. You know, I know people want to protect the loss. I know Mayweather had a lot to do with making glamorizing the loss, but at the end of the day, like, you still gotta have the discipline to even reach that level. You know, a lot of guys, they want to just step to the Money Mayweather stage and not go through the Pretty Boy Floyd stage. So
exactly.
If you're one of those people, then you'll probably end up taking a loss.
Got to get to the airport casino first before you get to the big ring.
Yeah, so, but if you're one of those people that embraces the grind, you know, the grit, the Pretty Boy Floyd era, you know, and I'm just using it as an example, but if you embrace that part, you know, the smokers, the low level fights, all of that shit, just grinding, doing all
just experience.
Yeah, building up your character, all of that shit, and then you probably could be undefeated. Who knows?
Hell, it's like one of the main things at Fight Night Champion. You stay busy, and then the
career on point. But yeah, man, damn. As far as that, like, is there any? You think has there ever been a loss that you think there could be losses that people don't respond back from? They don't bounce. It's like they lose and like that's it.
It depends on a couple of things. So say, for example, you see it happen from time to time. Somebody had a good run, surrounded by yes men, constant hype about them. They get sucked up in their own hype. And then they take a loss, and it's a fairly embarrassing one. And it's almost like the stages of grief. There's going to be denial. There's going to be anger. There's going to be negotiation. Then it's just going to be those cases of just like, can they reach acceptance? And can they go forward from there? Then there's just other cases where some people are scared to lose. And when they do lose, they feel like, I can never come back. It's a mental thing at that point.
Yeah, because we see, you know, not every loss is created equal. We've seen losses, shit. Now, I hate to beat his name in the bush, but like J-Rock lost, you know, we discovered later on that had a lot to do with him and his trainer Steven Edwards parting ways. And he said it himself on that I think that Showtime podcast, how they just couldn't overcome that loss. And you're talking about like a 10-year relationship, you know, a friendship.
Yeah. It's just those kind of things where you don't know who it's affecting, and not just the fighter, everyone around them.
Yeah. So, I mean, I know there was more factors, but I know that loss definitely has something to do with it.
Yeah. Because you know it's something that's like mental, especially someone who's been in your back, who's been in your corner for so long. They're also thinking about that loss. Like, damn, what did I do wrong? Or was it me? Was it my guy? Or this? Losses are always difficult to take It's just a case of how can you build yourself back up if you can.
Yeah, losses, it's not the end of the world unless you let it be.
Yep.
Unless you take one of those career type of beatings, like, a Trinidad David Reed or some shit, then yeah, I guess the loss is the end of the world. But
yeah, especially if it aged you.
But there's still life after boxing. That's why we always at Ring Gang, we're always talking about putting everything out there. Trying to take advantage of your your following, your online presence, social media, and really build up your brand while you're boxing and in the prime of your career, because boxing's not gonna die. Like, but fighters come and go, and once you leave the sport, if you're not ingrained in the minds of the fans and you have other things popping off that you could build up from, you could be forgotten. And we don't have enough boxing production out here where it's not like the NBA or the NFL where people could just jump on and be like, hey, I got an announcer job, I got a commentator job.
Nope.
Boxing's a little different, and plus it's a niche sport, so
yeah, it's difficult to find your lane.
Yeah, so
you got to pioneer.
Yeah, you got that to look at. So it's just serious, bro. Losses.
Losses are difficult.
Losses, but you could switch them you could switch them around the wins by the way you respond to them.
But sometimes that loss could also be a wake up call. Be like, you know what? I have this habit. Let's get to work.
Yeah, I feel like that. Hopefully, it wakes up Dylan White, man. I think he's taking one of the biggest losses this year.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, yeah, easily.
I'm like thinking quickly of like anyone to compare to. I'm like,
hey, but one thing he's getting the rematch, but it still puts him in a bad spot. Like
recovery time.
Yeah, it's a lot to it. Maybe he would have probably been better off saying, "Look, can I get the winner of the next fight?" And I fight Povetkin again in February.
Yeah.
So you gotta have people in your corner looking out for you. Not saying Hearn's fucked up or bad or nothing, but
Hearn's just
making a gamble.
Exactly, Hearn likes to gamble.
Yeah, definitely, man. But that's the thing, man. You gambling with people's lives and careers and shit.
There's always the key thing. People's lives are always on the line. You have to be considerate of that.
Yeah, and that's why we say, you don't play boxing.
No, you do not.
I mean, it's a sport. You keep score, but you're not really playing it.
No, even the guys who are having fun, there's a bit of danger to it.
Yeah. So, with that said, do you have anything else to say about losses or perspective on that?
As a person who takes an L almost every day, it's just a learning experience. Unless it's like a vicious L, then it's time to actually go back to the cave and think about it. But otherwise, always keep moving, always keep training, always get better.
Word. That's definitely, I definitely agree with that. As long as you're alive, you could do something about your situation. And you just use that loss to level up, really.
Yep. And with that said,
hold on, that's the end of the eye test.
Yes, after so long.
I know we just jumped in the game real quick. Said, all right, hold on. Let's spit our verse, and we'll leave the studio. Y'all can wrap up the rest.
Yes.
We filmed our part in the movie, this little finale part. I did my shit, you did your shit. Let's go. Y'all clean up.
Post credits,
yeah. We'll be back for the post credit scene. At the end.
Exactly.
You're one of those dudes that sit through that shit.
Yep. Probably on a Real Talk episode.
You'll see like a yellow boxing glove and a microphone or some shit.
Exactly. You'll know we're here.
Damn. Oh, okay. But any shout outs, anything you want to say, closing words, closing thoughts?
Just keep following ringgangradio.com, follow the Gawd artist Shutterworth, and also follow me, Fight Architect, PJ Tech. But otherwise, I'm good. Ring Gang for life.
Yes, sir. You already know. We got that the new Ring Gang animated series. Episode 2 is out. That's just John Blaze. It's funny as hell. It's hilarious. So y'all check that out.
Yeah, shit goes fire.
That shit fire, bro. Like, you know, y'all don't sleep no more. Like,
Nope.
like what podcast is giving you, or what boxing media site giving you all this shit? So, you know,
Multi-talented.
keep that in mind. You know, so y'all definitely check that out. Y'all follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all of that shit, all of that fly shit. Y'all can follow me at the Soul Wars, you know, Shutterworth at on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, you know, all that shit, you know, keep you in tune for what we got going on. I just put up some I think Charlo Uppercut artwork. So y'all be on the lookout for that. And you know, that's it, man. Ringgangradio.com for life.
Yes, sir. And with that said, we out.
I test.
Ring Gang.